Hello, yes, I do work at Slytherin Golf Club. How can I help you? Yeah, this shirt is very like that, but that's how I like my fandom merch. Make it look like it could reasonably exist in the universe or a slight variant of the universe. So this week I'm going to do my 2 travel eyeshadow palettes, which are the NYX Beauty School Dropouts 101 in Smoky and Nude. You brought these individually, but I have them both together in my travel makeup kit, just because they were like $7 a pop and they complement each other really well. And the nude can work by itself. The smoky you could, but it's a lot easier with the nude. So the nude is these. It's brown nude mostly. 6 eyeshadows. It doesn't give you much variety, but it does it gives you like 2 or 3 or a couple of nice safe looks. And then the smoky. Again, 6 palettes. I find this one's even more limiting just because you've got purple or blue. So, well, if you couple it with this, it becomes a lot more versatile. But as is, it's a bit limiting. This look is mostly done out of this one with just a little bit of that. So I guess in a way you could just take this if you were just going to work and I keep this in case I'm going to go out after work. It's a nice little quick adjuster. So for lipsticks, firstly, I'm wearing the Revolution Retro Luxe Matte Lip Cream in the color Royal. Ignore the clearance stamp sticker, or maybe don't, because I don't get paid. So I buy them as cheap as possible. So I've swatched them all on that hand as a test for myself. So I'll swatch them on the arm properly. So this is the shade. I'm only doing this because I have it out. Yeah. I'll hold on it once I have all of them. So the 3 lipsticks. So the 3 lipsticks for the week are the Australis Valor Lip Cream in Nice, the NYX Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick in Vintage, and again the Rimmel London Lasting Finish Lipstick in Temptation. I love these. They're discontinued now. They were discontinued like last year, but I honestly loved the Australis Valor lips. They went on a bit thick if you didn't know what you were doing, but I loved how affordable they were. They were like $9 each. I loved how lasting they were. You did have to reapply, but that was after you ate. They smell of bubblegum. And yeah, probably Australia only though, because I'm pretty sure Australis is Australia only. But honestly, I loved them. I will just quickly swatch this. You'll see a lot of them in these videos because I don't care. I will keep reaching for them, despite the fact that you probably can't buy them unless you get really lucky. I just love them. So they are one of my go-to work lipsticks. So we're just going to keep using them. The NYX Liquid Suede is another one that will probably get used a lot. I really like its formula. It's a bit more pricey because it's NYX, but I just really like it. This color is a little bit on the darker side. Most of mine are because I like quite dark statement lips, as you can probably tell. But it dries down super well, as you can tell by the hand. This one will dry down eventually. And just generally, yeah, this will be another brand and range you'll probably see in these videos. Finally, the Rimmel one. You saw this last video. As I said, this was my go-to lipstick from when I was like 13. And I've gone through, I think this is my 3rd bullet of it. I loved this lipstick so much. I still do. It's still if I can't be bothered to think about what red I want, I grab this. So there they are. They're still probably drying a bit. If you can see the hand, that's them all set. This purple is very patchy. And if you don't want it to look patchy, you have to apply so many coats. It's very, quite trying. I don't know if I super love this formula, which is a bummer because it's super cheap at the moment. But yes, so I will be wearing these for this week. You'll have photos for each day that follow now, like last week. And at the end, I will do a wrap up Again, if you want any looks of it, tutorials for them, just drop a comment in the bottom and I'll do that when I get time. Thanks. Okay, so I'm home after the first day. My hair looks like a mess. Like, it's all gone shiny, but that's what happens with my hooded eyes. Anything metallic just goes everywhere. I end up with a smoky eye at the end of every day. I just think this one's higher than this one now. And I swear I didn't. Did I do that one higher in the morning? God, I'm shiny. Anyway, I don't think I did that one higher. I'll have to look at the photos. But other than that, there is, you can't see them, but there's like little patchy bits in like right there on both sides. But pretty good overall. The lips, I mean, they dry me out. And it is a bit cakey now because you have to reapply a little. But so long as you don't reapply it too thick, it's not too bad by the end of the day. But I'm definitely looking forward to a lip scrub. So today I tried to do a thing where I like smoked out a brown like liner. It didn't work at all. And it's also like really patchy now. Yeah, I don't think I'll be doing that again. It just didn't work. The lipstick is bled a bit, but I think I didn't apply it that great because I did it on the train. Also, this foundation isn't super behaving, but I think a sponge, because it's a stick foundation I used today, and I think a sponge might not be the right thing for that. We'll have to do more investigation on that and try different eye looks with this because it did not work with that. So today was a little different to other days in that I didn't actually go into work. I worked from home, but I did have a Zoom meeting, so I still did my makeup. So I think that's why my lipstick lasted better. It tends to behave beautifully when I wear it around the house, just doing things, working at my computer. But as soon as I leave, it goes terribly. Hello, kitty. Anyway, I used a different eye primer, because I had one of the ones here and I grabbed that instead. And it's caused the eyeshadow to like, you can really clearly see that line it's all sort of sunk into. But it doesn't look that bad when my eyes are completely open. So that's okay. So we once again have the usual story of this comes off in here and it settles in my creases. The lipstick gives me a smile line for my water bottles. I need to just use a straw, but whatever. I think this foundation texture is worse than the other one, but this one's more convenient to put on a train, so I don't care. So today's makeup went surprisingly well. Still staying pretty well. The gold is a little bit worn off, but it's not too bad. The like eyeliner I did with the eyeshadow is looking really good actually. That looks really good. The lipstick's fine. To be fair, it wasn't, I feel like it was probably the same amount of hours in total, but it started later. It started at lunchtime. I don't know. But yeah, actually still looks pretty good at this point. Not too bad. Pretty happy with this for the final day. So it's the end of the week now, and I did these for 5 days, with the first video and this video being my like nighttime looks. You really, well, you don't need both. I did a couple of looks just out of this palette and they were fine, but it is a very nude, very basic palette. So if you want to have any sort of addition, you really need to go into this. And basically all of my nighttime or like party looks came a lot out of this, although they did sort of need this palette, especially this shade, to blend stuff. So my final conclusion on these, of if they were the only eyeshadow palette you had, would it be okay, is yes, both together and just this one. So if you just wanted a nude eyeshadow palette that you could just shove in a bag and do your eyeshadow on the train, on the bus, or whatever, and you didn't super want a large amount of variety, you just wanted a sort of reliable, can get you 2 or 3, you know, good looks out of it, this is all you need. It gives a nice nude look. If you want to have some more variety, you can add the smoky palette in there to give you these like dark colors to create like an eyeliner effect, or have just some more shimmer shades, or be able to turn this palette into a more nighttime look. I don't think you could get away with just this palette, just because it doesn't have that sort of blending shade. You could probably, if you really wanted to, if you just wanted a nice like nighttime palette that you could shove in a bag if going to work, and you have another palette as your daytime palette, you could probably keep this as just your like quick change palette, just to give it a bit more smoke, a bit more nighttime look. So I do think if these were your only palettes, you would be okay, but only if you didn't want a large amount of variety, which some people don't, and that is perfectly fine. So if that's you, these would be good. As to the lipsticks, the Vela Lips, I love it. It behaved how I wanted it to behave. It didn't create the smile line for my water bottle, but that might be just because it is such a nude shade. I wouldn't notice even if it did. And it lasted. Yeah, you had to reapply it a couple times. It didn't go, but I know how to apply this. So I know how to apply it so it's super light on my lips. I know when I first started using these, I didn't know how to apply them, and they just caked my lips so bad. So it is a bit of a learning curve with this. The NYX Liquid Suede is, sorry, my nose is just slightly running. It's the change of the season. The NYX Liquid Suede it did create the smile lines. It was less heavy of a formula on the lips. So I also liked it, but it did create that water bottle line, and it did sort of smudge a bit throughout the day. But it's still overall a really nice, really good lipstick. As to my second week with the Rimmel, you know, the Rimmel Bullet, I'm getting a bit over that smile line it keeps getting me. I start looking a bit like the Joker. But saying that, it's a red bullet. It does the job. It has nice pigmentation. It's a little bit glossy. I'll do a longer one next week probably as my final wrap up. But yeah, so that's my thoughts.